Hi all, welcome to part 2 video of PERT technique. In the previous video, we have seen how to calculate expected activity duration and expected activity variance. In this video, we will see the procedure for network construction and identification of the critical path. Let's start with the network construction. So, this is the data that we had obtained from the previous video. We estimated the activity time for each activity here. So, using this data, I am going to construct the network and then we will perform forward pass, backward pass and we will identify the critical path. So, we will start from the first activity. So, this is the node 1 and 2. So, we have an activity between the node 1 and 2. I will start from the node 1 and I will move towards the node 2 and the activity duration is 7. So, next we have activity between 1 and 6. So, node 1 I already have, I will draw a new node 6 here and the duration between this is 6. Next we have the activity 2 to 3, I have the node 2 here, I will construct a node 3 here and I will connect them together with the activity duration 14. So, we are done with these 3 activities. Next activity is between 2 and 4. So, the node 2 is here. So, I will construct a node 4 here. So, between 2 and 4 we have an activity whose duration is 5. Next we have the activity between 3 and 5. 3 is here. I will construct a node 5 here. So, between 3 and 5 we have an activity whose duration is 11 and we have an activity between 4 and 5 whose duration is 7. Next we have an activity between 6 and 7. 6 I already have here, I will construct a node 7 here, I will connect them together and the duration is 11. So, next activity is between 5 and 8, node 5 is here. Node 8 I will construct here, I will connect them with the activity duration 4. So, next we have the activity between node 7 and 8. So, between 7 and 8 we will have an activity whose duration is 18. So, we are done with the construction of the network. Let us start with the forward pass now. This is the formula for calculating the earliest starting time for each node. So, starting from the first node, we consider the earliest starting time for the node 1 as equal to 0. So, this is by default. So, for the second node, we will add the activity duration plus the previous node's earliest starting time. So, in this case for node 2, it will be 0 plus 7 which will be equal to 7. So, after this for node 3 it is going to be 7 plus 14 which will be 21. Then for node 4 it will be 7 plus 5 which will be equal to 12. Then after node 4 we will go to node 5. So, for node 5 we have two options, one is 21 plus 11 which will be 32 or we have 12 plus 7 which will be 19. So, among 32 and 19, the value 32 is biggest. So, we will consider 32 as the earliest starting time for the node 5. So, after node 5, we will go to node 6. For node 6, earliest starting time is 0 plus 6 which will be 6. For node 7, 6 plus 11 which is 17. And for node 8, again we have two options. One option is 32 plus 4, 36 or we have 17 plus 18 which will be 35. So, 36 is the biggest value. So, we will consider 36 for the last node. So, earliest starting time for the node 8 is 36. So, with this we complete the forward pass. Let us start with the backward pass now. For backward pass we will move from node 8 to node 1. So, for node 8 earliest starting time itself will be the latest completion time. So, 36 itself will be the latest completion time for node 8. So after node 8, we will go to node 7. For node 7, latest completion will be the previous node's latest completion minus the activity duration. So 36 minus 18, which will be equal to 18. So for node 6, it will be 18 minus 11, which will be equal to 7. So next for node 5, 36 minus 4, which will be equal to 32. For node 4, 32 minus 7, which will be equal to 25. Node 3, 32 minus 11, which is again 21. For node 2, again we have two options, so we have to take the minimum value. So one will be 21 minus 14, another one will be 25 minus 5. So among this, the value 7 is least, so we will consider 7 for the node 2. And for node 1 again, we have to take the least among these two paths. So one will be 7 minus 7 0 and another will be 7 minus 6 1. So 0 is the least value, so we will consider 0 as the latest completion for the node 1. So with this we complete the backward pass. Now let us identify the critical path for this network. To identify the critical path, we have to check for these three conditions. So any node which follows these two conditions will be checked for the third condition. So let us start with the first condition. Any node which has its LC and ES values as equal will come into this category. So followed to that, the next end node whichever has the same condition will also fall into the same category. Let us look at the node 1. It has ES and LC values as 0 and 0 which are equal. So followed to 1 we have two nodes 2 and 6. So for node 6 I have ES value as 6 and LC value as 7 which are not equal to each other. But if I look at node 2, ES value is 7 and LC value is also 7. So LC and ES are equal. So if I consider node 1 as I and node 2 as J, these two will follow these two conditions. So now let us look at the third condition. The difference between the ES values of both the nodes should be equal to the difference between the both latest completions, and that should be equal to the activity duration. So 7 minus 0 is 7, 7 minus 0 is 7 and activity duration is also 7. So the nodes 1 and 2 will fall under critical path. So 1 and 2 is under critical path. So after node 2, check for the same condition on the further nodes. So if you look at this node 4, we do not have LC and ES as same. So if I check at node 3, they are same. So if I check the third condition, that also falls good. So 2 and 3 will also fall under the critical path. Again node 5 is satisfying all three conditions. So this will fall under critical activity. Node 8 is also falling under the same conditions. So this will also holds good for the critical path. So now we have obtained the critical path between the nodes 1, 2, 3, 5 and 8. The duration between activities are 7, 14, 11 and 4. If I sum up them together, I will get it as 36, which is in terms of days. So this is the project duration that we have obtained using the critical path. So the continuation steps we will see in the next video, which will be part 3 for the PERT technique. If you have any doubts, please post it in the comment section. Thank you.